Hey guys, my name's Jenna and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette to contour and highlight my face. I just recently picked this up like last week and I've been testing it out and I really like it. I hope that this video can be helpful for you guys. So if you guys want to see how I got this base and my contour and highlight, then you guys should just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off this video by applying my base and I'm just going to show you guys how I do that real quick and then I'm going to go right into the Shade and Light palette. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I really like this primer. It's just like a smooth base and it just evens out your face. So I really just take a small amount on my fingers and I really focus it like on my most porous areas. Even though it's not like for pores, I don't know. I'm just used to doing that. I put it on my forehead. I put it like around my nose and then I get some lines right here. So I put it right here as well. And I really just rub that in. As you can see, I already have my eyebrows done because that would just take way too long. Okay, next for foundation, I'm going to go into the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1, and this is in the shade 01 Creamy Vanilla. I don't really know if this is my right shade, and the only reason this even matches me right now is because I have a little bit of a tan, as you can see from my beautiful hands. So I'm just going to be putting like 2 pumps of this on the back of my hand. I'm going to be applying this with my flat top brush from Morphe. So I'm really just going to pat it all over my face and then buff it in. And of course, don't forget to take that down your neck. So I picked this Shade and Light palette up from Marshall's actually, and I got it for like 25 bucks. And I'm pretty sure it's originally priced at, I want to say $49. So that's like 50% off. I would definitely recommend going to Marshall's or TJ Maxx and check it out to see if they have it there before you go to Sephora to pick it up. Okay, she's looking a little bit pale. We're actually not that bad. The lighting's actually just making it look a lot worse. In person, it actually looks like a pretty good match. So now for concealer, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is in the shade medium, and I'm just going to take a really tiny amount of this. You don't need a lot. It goes a really long way. And if you put too much, it could start to get cakey, especially underneath the eyes. You don't want that. So I just took a little bit of that on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use this Luxie Precision Foundation brush just to put some of this underneath my eyes, just to conceal my dark circles. So now you can definitely see the difference between this side and this side. I feel like the eye is just like a lot brighter and more concealed, less dark circles. That's what we like. I actually really like this concealer because it's not drying at all underneath the eyes, and I feel like it actually gives a really nice like dewy glow to the face, like especially underneath the eyes. It's hydrating. Okay, and then just to highlight the rest of my face a little bit, I'm going to be going into the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer in the shade Light Natural. And I actually think I'm going to put a little bit of this under my eyes on top of that concealer I just put down, just to add a little bit more brightness right in that inner corner. And I do like to pat this out pretty fast because it dries down really quick. So I wouldn't recommend like putting it all over your face and then going in to pat it out. I would do it in sections. On a side note, I literally love this concealer so much. It's so good. It's definitely comparable to the Tarte Shape Tape, but it's a lot less expensive. I'm just going to put this on my nose, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead just to highlight a little bit. Okay, so now that we have all those creams on, we can go into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So this is just the Shade and Light Contour palette, just the original one. I have tried this out a little bit. I've been playing around with it for the past few days a little bit, and I love it. The powders are just so finely milled, and they blend out so nicely on your skin. Okay, so to set my under eyes, I'm going to be taking this yellowy shade right here, and this is just an e.l.f. small tapered brush. I always use this to set my under eye concealer. I'm just going to dip into here a little bit. I'm just going to set underneath my eyes and really just press that in so that I don't get any creasing and so that my makeup can stay in place all day. And I really like the yellow tone of this powder because I feel like it like neutralizes and it definitely like helps minimize my dark circles. I'm also going to use that yellow powder to set everywhere else that I put concealer. Okay, to set the rest of my face before I put down any bronzers or contour shades, I'm going to be using the RMCA No Color Powder. I love this powder so much. It's really cheap. It sucks that you can't get it in store, but I would highly recommend picking this up, and this will literally last me forever. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just set the rest of my face so that my contour powder can smoothly blend onto my skin. And I'm just using this big fluffy Morphe brush. I like to just pat this in. So now that I have my face set, and my under eye set. I'm gonna go back into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is like the cool tone shade, and I'm gonna put this shade really like to define the hollows of my cheeks. I'm not gonna put too much on. I don't want it to be too harsh. I just wanna have a nice defined contour right there. To do that, I'm gonna be using the contour brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just gonna dip a little bit into here. And then I'm really just gonna define the hollows of my cheeks. I really just like to start right at the hairline and at the ear and just bring it down a little bit. I already have a pretty narrow face, I would say, so I don't need to define my cheekbones too much. I just like to have that little bit right there. So as you can see, it's just defined a little bit more than this side. So now that I have that shadow shade placed there, I'm going to go into a little bit of a warmer tone shade, which is this one right here. And I'm going to use this shade to bronze up my skin and just bring some color back to it. So I'm going to be going in with this e.l.f. complexion brush. I really like using this for bronzer because it's like tapered in a little bit, so it's really nice to like get in your cheekbones. I just like to bring this bronzer on my cheekbone and just a little bit higher, just so I can give the illusion that my cheekbone is a little bit higher than it actually is. And then I also like to run that along my jawline. And then I like to take this on the side of my forehead. I don't put it on the top of my forehead anymore because I don't really think I have that big of a forehead. So ideally you're using bronzer to narrow your face and put shadow back into it where the light would normally hit. So I'm placing the bronzer everywhere that's going to look good for my face shape. So it's definitely different for everybody. If you have a wider forehead, you're going to want to put more bronzer up here to make it look a little bit more narrow so that there's a shadow up here. So it's definitely different for all face shapes. Basically just follow the rule of you're going to want to put the bronzer where the sun would normally be hitting your face. I do like to bring bronzer down my neck a little bit just to make sure that my look is very cohesive. So I'm going to go back into this palette to contour my nose, and I don't know if you can tell, but I do have a little bit of a crooked nose. It leans to this side a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shadow right here to give the illusion that I have a straight nose. I'm going to be taking this Morphe, this is like a fluffy angled brush, and I'm just going to be taking the tip of it. I'm going to dip into this cool tone shade right here, and I'm just going to create the line that I want. I like to start in like my eye socket area so that it really looks the most natural, and then you really want to make sure that you're doing a straight line, because if you don't do a straight line, it's going to make your nose look crooked, so you definitely don't want that. I'm just going to go down the side of my nose, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but I'm just going to follow the natural shadow. Next, I'm just going to be taking a random brush. It really doesn't matter which one you use. This is just an e.l.f. blending brush, and I'm going to be going back into that. I'm going to mix this yellowish tone shade with this first like skin tone color in the palette, and I'm going to go down the center of my nose just to further highlight it. Okay, so now you can see my nose has the illusion of being a little bit more straight. Obviously these lines are very harsh right now, so I'm going to go in and blend them out. I'm going to be using this sculpting brush by Real Techniques, and I just like to go down along the sides of my nose and just really blend out that product. I'm just using this brush clean, well, kinda. I don't know when the last time was I cleaned it, and I'm kind of just blending out that product so that it's not too harsh. And then once I blend it out, I do like to go back down the center one more time with that light shade, just to really define it and make it look as straight as possible. Okay, so that's how I use the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. So now I'm just going to go off camera and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. Final thoughts on this palette, I really love it. I think it's great quality. I know I've only been testing it out for like a week or two, but I can really see this being one of my new go-to contour and highlighting palettes. I think you definitely get what you pay for. But like I said before, I would definitely recommend checking out Marshalls so that you don't have to pay full price for it. I really hope that this video could be helpful for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I did film a tutorial on this eye look right here, so if you want to see that, then give this video a thumbs up and I'll know that I should post it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I really hope that I see you guys in my next video. Bye!